Rex and Chance here, just waiting for this next game to get started up. So, first we'll go over some of the 7 p.m. matchups. OG beats NV 3-0. It's a wash. Prophecy defeats AR 3-0. Elevate beats Justice 3-1. And TCM versus TK, that's still going on. Haven't gotten updates about that. Gonna see if we can find some in the next few minutes and before we get into this next game. But the next thing we're going to be doing is going to be OG versus AR. I talked a little bit about it on the ESR with Ben Chance. I think AR is a team that could end up falling. Looking at the bottom 4, Envy's down there currently, Prof down there currently. I definitely think this AR team is in danger of falling down into that bottom 4 by the time the season ends. I mean, it's so early in the season, you can't really tell, but they don't get Theory. Theory actually goes to Rise. I don't know if you knew that, but Theory actually gets traded to Rise. Perplexed gets benched or dropped. Don't really know what happened there, but I think this AR team's one that could end up falling down.
Do you think even after their COD Champs performance, they're at risk to not even be like a top 8 team anymore?
But you look at some of the teams that have formed, I mean, you'd figure OG is a lock for your top 8. Denial is a lock for your top 8, right?
Yeah.
Justice and Elevate, the way they're playing online, you gotta figure they're kind of like in, right?
Yeah.
FaZe, they get Zuma and Zuma Hook. I mean, that's a very good team. And then you have Prof with Sensor, Apathy, Aches, and Mochilla. They look pretty good. ON, they look good with the Ghost ON back with Bose, Killa, Mirror, and Ricky. I think they make it in. And then you look, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then the 8th spot, that would be Envy.
I mean, I agree. I think it'd be like much more competitive. Roster Mania tends to do that until 1 or 2 teams can kind of separate themselves and extend on, or
And that's without talking about TK's new roster, by the way.
Do what?
And I mean, I mentioned those as the 8. Those are like the first 8 that came to my mind. But I mean, you look, I would have left out TK with Nameless and Parasite, Goon and Sharp. That's a very good team. And TCM, they've been on the rise lately as well. You can make an argument this is one of the most competitive pro leagues we've had in a while.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, to me, like, after the COD Champs performance, I can't like doubt anybody. It's like doubting Team Revenge at this point. I would just feel bad for not like at least saying they're a top 8 team with how well they're doing. You're completely right. If you asked me for COD Champs, I would agree with you wholeheartedly. AR, probably not a top 8 team. All these other rosters are pretty intimidating, very competitive. I think TK, honestly, could be one of the best teams.
If TK's in the house, if TK is all in the house, they definitely make it in. If they're not in the house, I don't know, because they struggled last season to make it in. They barely made it in. The house kind of being there with that internet really helped them. I think if they're not in the house, that could be a team that could be in trouble. But I think they really are in trouble because Justice and Elevate are both so good online.
Yeah, I don't know. And to me, that just makes it more entertaining. So, because I feel like all of these top pro teams, anyone can beat anyone on a given day. Like OpTic Gaming, generally the #1 squad, got taken out by Denial and FaZe Red at Champs, and then even online, getting taken out by Elevate. So even if it is like an online versus LAN situation, you still never know who's going to win, and each team is going to have to show up every day. So I just like it for the competition.
Yeah, I mean, we went over some of the rosters today, and the competition for this to get into, the top 8 at the end of the pro league, it's going to be kind of crazy. I think the way teams started off, I mean, I think TCM, you look at it, they're 1-5 in game 5s. I mean, currently at the bottom of like the bottom half of the pro league. I mean, they split those, or it goes 5-1 in their favor. They're in the top 3. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think OG is definitely a lock, and then I think Denial is obviously a lock as well. I think a lot of people aren't talking about Denial. They're the only team that doesn't make a change. They win champs. Kind of crazy. We're not talking about them at all. They looked a little bit shaky online recently, but I think that's because you have Attach West Coast, replays all the way here in New York, JCap in Philly. I mean, Attach is going to be playing on East Coast hosts pretty much the entire day. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. And Denial's a team that I don't think, like, they're always going to be at least like a top 2, top 3 team. Yeah. But every LAN, they're going to have to show up and prove themselves to still get that #1 spot. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm most interested in the TK squad, to be honest, because TK was a team that, like, you know, they weren't quite at the top, but they're always, like, being able to compete. You know, they went to Game 5 with OpTic however many times, round 11 as well, and just never finished up. But now they're switching two-way, like, Theory and Looney were, like, insanely good players. And then they still picked up Nameless and Parasite being as good as he is in Advanced Warfare. And Nameless, you know, struggles a little bit when he's on Envy, but, like, this team to me could either like flop and do horrendously, or they could
be really good,
absolutely hot, and demolish people.
It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of get together as a team. Then you got to always count, you know, maybe AR goes back to their house towards the end of the season. They were really good when they were in the AR house. It's going to be, towards the end, it's going to be tough. There's going to be 2 or 3 really good teams that don't make it to the playoffs. It's going to be very interesting, I think, towards the later end of the season. Who would your top 8 be out of these teams currently? OG, Denial, Justice, Elevate, FaZe, Prof, ON, Envy, AR, Rise, TK, TCM.
I'm going to have trouble just remembering all of those teams anyway. So OpTic Gaming, Denial.
OpTic Gaming.
Honestly, I think you could flip-flop either one of those teams for #1 seed, although Edge generally go to OpTic Gaming. Yeah. So OG, Denial, TK, I think will do just fine. Envy, I think will do just fine. And we're talking about just for the league, right?
Yeah.
So I like Justice and Elevate, like you never know.
They have to be in there. That's what kind of throws, like, I saw somebody in the chat, they were saying some mean things about me that didn't have TK in there. It's like, well, you have to have Justice and Elevate in there because they're so good online. Yeah. I mean, they're going to qualify, I think. It's just going to be who are they going to qualify over. I got to believe, you know, I got to believe FaZe makes it. Slasher, Enable, Zuma, and Hook. I think that's a very talented team. Prof is a team that I could see kind of sliding a bit. But they've been, I mean, the thing with Prof that kind of saves them, that their record when they get it isn't like bad, right? Like Envy is sitting near the bottom. I mean, those players go into that Envious team, they have to win a lot of games to be able to make it back into the playoffs. TK side of things, you were even, I believe, so you're good. ON, you're good. I think Prof was about even as well. So same with FaZe. I think your bottom 4 right now is actually Ron, if you want to bring up the standings currently, we can talk a little bit about them. But I think the standings currently, if I'm not mistaken, it's like TCM, Prof, Envy, and I want to say Rise down in that bottom 4 currently. So that would be your bottom 4 currently. I don't think that's the way the bottom 4 ends at the end of the season. Ben said he thought it was. I don't think that's what it's going to look like. I think Rise falls down. I think Rise definitely falls down. I think AR definitely falls down as well. I think TCM still is there, but it's difficult because now they're in a house as well. So you don't know how they're going to play.
So you're saying TCM is going to come out. Their house is in Philly?
They are in New Jersey, actually. So you see, here are the standings on your screen right now. It's going to be Rise Nation currently sitting in last. So you got Rise, Envy, Prof, and AR down at the bottom. I think Rise and AR definitely going to finish down near the bottom. Not too sure who those other 2 teams are going to be, though.
I'm like, Mr. X, I want to agree with you with so many things, but I don't know about saying AR is going to end up at the bottom, though, because, like, Happy's a very good player online. Like, he's putting up some really good numbers, and even if AR isn't, like, that dominant squad, I would feel terrible to say they're, like, guaranteed to be at the bottom. Like, Rise, I could definitely see
after losing that match before, they're going to be, they are now, what, 6 and 9 currently. Prof gets a win, so they're going to move to 6 and 9 as well. Prof's going to jump over them, so Prof moves into 9th. AR falls to 10. We can go up the standings. We can take a look at the top, see where TK's sitting at 500. So TK, I mean, they lose to TCM. They're sitting at 7 and 8. Then their second match is going to be against Envy, which is one, I mean, they quite frankly lose. They'll be 7 and 9. So they're going to drop all the way down as well. That's the thing, Chance. You look at everything after OpTic Gaming and Denial, and everything is in play. I mean, this is kind of the same. This is kind of, I mean, everyone kind of has the same record. I think you're going to see, you know, people fall and rise through the Pro League so fast. I mean, FaZe 7 and 7, TK 7 and 7, Justice 6 and 6, ON 6 and 6, and then I think you have Elevate at 6 and 6 as well. It's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to go down to the wire, but no, the game is starting up right now. It's going to be a Detroit hardpoint. It's going to be AR going up against OpTic Gaming. I think we all picked OpTic Gaming in this one. Going to be looking to see if AR can bounce back, though. They need a win. This is a huge match for AR. Going to see if maybe even Happy is playing for them, or if it's going to be Remy still filling in for him tonight.
Yeah, I think it's still going to be Remy, isn't it? Just because
I think it's Remy for this match as well. There you go.
I don't know. Anyway, I want to switch up my prediction last minute. I think I'm going to budge on the automatic reload, and I'll agree with you saying they're going to drop down. But instead of TCM coming up through the ranks, I think it's just going to be Prophecy is going to like not have a massive run, but work their way towards the top. So I think TCM is going to stay at the bottom. AR drop down a little bit, and Envy is kind of a toss-up of whether or not they can like make up for the deficit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'd like to see who has matches versus who left. Maybe talk a little bit about that tomorrow on the ESR. I was going to go on board with Antici. He's just watching the back alley, nothing going on there. And as you see, the kill feed being dominated by OG right now as all 4 players from AR go down. Going to be on board with Krim as he's going to take hill duty. And nope, try not to talk about it a lot, but he's been the one doing a lot of this objective work since Nade's gone.
Yeah, it took automatic reload 25 seconds before any player on their team could get a kill. So starting out very, very slow. 2 players at 0-3 and the other 2 not doing quite so hot either. And on the flip side, Crim6 on a 3 streak while milking almost every second in the hill, and Seth also on a 4 streak. But, time is going to get switched up on the first hill, automatic reload, making a push for it. So they can settle in. That's going to be 4 down for them in favor of them. So able to get a hill time. That is a very scary start if you're an automatic reload fan.
Yeah, not a good start for AR. It looks like they're going to be spawning out as well. Got Burns off. He's highlighted on your screen. We're actually going to go on board with Burns. He's going to be trying to make a play for this green hill. Going to put some shots in, trying to pre-fire that corner. Krim's going to be able to take him out. Going to go on board with Remy. He's going to drop as well. And as I say that, 4 dead for AR. This is a very nice start here for OpTic Gaming. And I don't think we've seen what this team can do, their potential-wise. I think this is a team that the sky's the limit for them. Kind of talked a little bit about it with Ben, is that I don't know if they're even kind of fighting anybody with, they're going to have to beat Denial. You're going to have to prove to me that you can beat the world champions. I'm not just going to hand them that. But they get by Denial and they have a little bit of a run. I think you may be, on paper, this might be the most talented team in Call of Duty history.
I don't think I can even remotely try to disagree with that, because Crim6 is going to be your guy that's going to be pulling flags and sitting in the hill. He's already gone in this match on 2 different 3 kill streaks while getting all the hill time. And then your guy at the very end of the pace is going to be Formal. So when all of his teammates die, he just grabbed that hill time, but now he's on a 6 kill streak as he's able to destroy Weezus right there as well. So when your final guy, your last hope is Formal, that's just, there's so much confidence you can have. You can basically play the map any way you want. You can rotate late, because you can break kills whenever you want. They can basically just have their way with almost any team.
Oh no, this team, they can, and the best part about having a team like this is that you're not relying on one player to go off consistently. That's the one thing that if I'm a Denial fan, I would be kind of scared of, is that I think OpTic Gaming can beat great teams if Krim or Formal don't have a great game, because you have Karma and Scum. Can Denial beat the top teams if Clayser isn't playing out of his mind? That's a realistic question. I think that would scare me as a Denial fan, that Clay opens up so many lanes for the rest of his teammates and makes it a lot easier for them to play. If Clay is not playing to that caliber, we haven't seen Clay really have a bad event, but let's say he comes up and doesn't play the best at one of these next events. Are they going to be able to kind of withhandle that storm?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a very interesting question, because, it's going to be kind of a team that they're going to win by a lot and then lose by a little. So, the team for them to beat them, you're not really going to blow this team out ever. Again, because any one of their players in any given day can absolutely destroy, and all of them are capable of it. So you're going to have to be squeaking out wins here and there and then just getting dominated on the other side of things. But right now, you do see automatic reload. They have 3 or 4 bodies in the hill and able to hold OpTic Gaming off right now for a quick second. And Sissy picking up a 3-piece right there, shutting down Crim6 for that final one. So that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. They're going to have to be consistently making big plays to milk absolutely every last second of hard point to be able to take down this OpTic Gaming squad.
Yeah, and the scary part about this for AR is that they're nearing that point where they're down a certain amount that you're going to have to play for the garbage time on a lot of these hills, as we're going to go on board with some of the players on AR. The first one on rotation going to be Burns. He's going to get a melee, and a nice 2-piece right there from Burns. But they're going to have to start milking the garbage time on a lot of these hills. And if OpTic Gaming is able to break it and you have to play for that garbage time, you're going to be in trouble, because you're going to either win those gunfights and make a little bit of a comeback, or you're going to lose them, and this game's going to be over very fast.
Right. So that's going to be about a 60-point lead on this final hill, and it's going to be a little bit of a contest time. Team is going back and forth trying to get the kills. I think they, for a second, win in favor of automatic reload, and Tissi don't pick it up, but OpTic Gaming still control this hill, so they're just fighting for scrap time at this point. Automatic reload on the second set of rotations is certainly going to have to completely shut him down. OpTic Gaming, you know, they can send Scumpy around to do whatever he wants, pick up a random 2-piece to break the hill, and we's just getting a nice 3-piece actually to break the hill like that. But OpTic Gaming at a point now where they're just going to try and contest or dominate as much as possible, and AR going to be playing on their heels.
AR making a little bit of a comeback, taking up some nice time there on that hill. Right now, the only one positive, though, for them is going to be Antisti. Antisti playing pretty well, kind of piggybacking that off of his COD Champs performance. Had a good COD Champs. It's going to be Wheats. Looked like he was going to be the first one on the hill for this AR squad. Is going to be trying to make a play for it, actually. He's going to take out one player. He's going to get in. Going to bounce right back out. Try and challenge Formal. Would have liked to see him just kind of play piggyback with Burns off in the hill. Force the players on OG to come out to them. Right now, though, AR can't seem to get anything going in the gunfights department as struggling a little bit. But on the flip side, for OG, I mean, you know, Karma -2. Got Crim at even. Formal at +2. Scump really the one doing the work for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of things, obviously you said Antisti is the only one, but this is why I don't want to count automatic reload out. Because yes, they're getting beat by OpTic Gaming, but only by a 50-point margin. But their fourth player, who's the pickup player, is Remy at 14 and 20. I think if you replace him with Happy, Happy is a dude that can put up numbers. He can have absolutely massive games. He can keep up with Antisti in the slaying department, if not outplay him. So I think if you had their full roster together, it would be a much different game that we're seeing right now. But I just really don't want to count out AR at all.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of a different game, but I don't know if the results would be extremely different. Antisti doing a nice job trying to hold down that anchor spot. He's going to be taken out. You see the players from OG flooding into that back, trying to get that control of trailer area. It's going to be Scump on your screen, but I think it would be a little bit different. I don't know how it would be drastically different. I think it would probably still be the same result. You see Remy going to make a nice 2-piece, going to pick up 2. He's going to be taken out, though, right away. It's going to be Antisti trying to lock down this back alley. He's going to be taken out. It's going to be Burns, last one alive in the hill. He's going to be dropped as well. Kills being exchanged from both teams. It's going to be Karma with the teammate trying to break in towards green. Nobody's going to get control of this hill. Chance, I think we're going to start to see a rotation coming in very shortly from one of these squads.
Yeah, and it looks like OpTic Gaming already has the spawns down at the bottom of the map, but they're still going to be pushing for this hill. It might just be to get cutoffs as players are going to be spawning in at the bottom consistently, and that's exactly what we're going to see. OpTic Gaming now has 2 players set up into this next ever-important garage hill. Crim6 already getting your cutoffs. Going to have a pretty important gunfight with Weeds right there. With Weeds
dear.
Actually able to get 2 right there, turning on Crim, so going to be able to work in to break the hill, but OpTic Gaming still with control in garage.
Hey, but AR not going away easy. We said they were down by about 60 now, starting to make a comeback. And you see they're going to be able to break this hill. It's going to be Wheats turning on things for AR. Going to bring his KD all the way up to even. Going to be on a 4 streak. Going to make it 5. Can he make it 6? He looks like he's going to pick up another very nice hold there from Wheats. And as I say that, it's going to be OpTic Gaming just taking all 4 members out and just pushing straight through this hill. But look like AR poised to make a little bit of a comeback right there. They got to break and take the rest of this time, Chance.
It's one of the things, like, when they're able to, like, make massive plays like that, they're going to have to continue it in the hill because OpTic Gaming is not going to slow down at all. They, like, OpTic Gaming squad, any one of the players at any point can get a 2 or a 3-piece insane, but Weeds able to make some nice plays to get there. Remy stepping it up quite a bit. He was, you know, kind of, I think it was like 12 and 18 or something, so still a bit of a slow game, but picking it up just a tiny bit. Rotations for the next hill going to be coming in, but OpTic Gaming with the 50-point lead. AR is going to have, you know, basically an entire hill to come back.
Oh, without a doubt. And you see Formal, he's going to be on your screen. He's going to push straight to that trailer. He's just going to put shots on players trying to go across into the hill. He's going to be able to take out one, and this should open his teammates to be able to push in. Formal's going to get in the hill with Crim. He's going to be able to take out one player. It's going to be Crim, though. His job's going to be to lock down this green area. He's going to be tagged up. Players pushing constantly down that back alley for that AR. For AR, they're going to be trying to break this hill through the front. I don't know if I would have tried to attack it from there, Chance. I think that's very difficult, as you see Karma picking up a 3-piece in the bottom of your screen on a 4 streak. That's the scary part about OG. I mean, any one of their players can single-handedly stop a team push.
Yeah, and right there, that's like a textbook example of why you don't want to allow the lead to get away from you, because they didn't have any time. They pretty much were forced to flood in, and they had to break it or else they're going to lose the game. They didn't have time to, you know, rotate all the way around, pinch the hill, 2 players on each side, nothing like that. They were literally forced their hand. They had to flood, and OpTic Gaming was well aware of that. That's why Karma able to just get that nice, easy 3-piece, if there is such a thing. But AR down by just too much. The game is already mathematically impossible. OpTic Gaming going up 1-0.
Yep, AR still going to fight for this, you know, school control. They're going to try and just hold on to it, just put up some points, try and just give themselves a little bit of a momentum going into this next map. But Scump really just went off this game. Currently sitting at 39 and 31, picking up 2 nice kills right there. On the 3 streak, you're going to have Karma finishing 30 and 32, it looks like, as long as nothing happens in the last few seconds. Crim about even, and then Formal dropping numbers as well. So that's really what you missed at COD Champs, those numbers from Crim. Not Crim, Scump and Formal, you know, those consistent 40 bombs as the controller unplugs. It just does that all the time.
Yeah, it happens a lot on eSports report. I see where the controller dies.
I know. I tell Ben to get
really
banners,
interested in a stat in hardpoint for 2 pieces in the hill, because I think Scumpy, at least like 6 different times in that game, while he was either breaking hill or sitting in it, was able to get a 2-piece. And like those are going to be the absolutely huge like gunfights. Those are the ones that matter the most in hardpoint. The battles in the hill. So I don't know if COD stats can like have that arranged or not, but 2 pieces in the hill is going to be a difference maker.
Yeah, and then on the flip side for AR, Anticity played a very nice game, 37 and 34. Just needed some more slaying out of Burns. Burns goes 28 and 34, and then you know, Remy goes 28 and 36. But when we come back from this quick commercial break, we're gonna have map number 2 between OG and AR. Stay tuned.